Books began to fly off of the shelf as my cousin and I were arguing in the living room. Welcome to Paranormal Christian. Let's tell stories. My cousin Philip lived in our home off and on throughout my preteen and teenage years. We were very, very close. We were very, very great friends, and we fought like cats and dogs. No physical fist fights, but lots and lots of arguing and going back and forth about all kinds of things. And one particular evening, and this is in the house that I've told you about many times that I grew up in, which supplied us with lots of ghost stories. My cousin and I are in the living room, and we fought about anything that you could think of to fight about. One particular night, as we are fighting, suddenly a book flies off of the large bookshelf that was there in the corner of our living room. And obviously we heard it. We see that the book is there, and we turn and we look, and we thought, what in the world caused this book to fall off the shelf? We knew how the books were positioned on the shelf. The books had never fallen off of the shelf before, and we thought there's not really a reason for this to have happened. It kind of freaked us out, but we were still in mid-heat of our argument. And so we went and we picked the book up off of the floor, and we laid it flat, and we laid it all the way on the shelf where nothing was hanging off. And so now it is sitting there with a second book. We kind of forget about it momentarily, and we go back to our argument. And as we begin to argue, as we begin to fight, suddenly both of those books flew 6 foot off of the shelf in our direction and landed in the floor. We looked at each other in disbelief, and that ended our argument. This had taken all of our attention. I don't even know if we remembered what we were fighting about anymore, because we were certain at this point there was not a human way possibly that those books could have flown off of that shelf, 6 foot off of the shelf. There was no reason at all. Why do you think, or I should say, what do you think caused the books to fall off? Do you have any explanation? Do you have any idea? Or have you ever had something similar to happen? People talk about different types of ghosts. Of course, here at Paranormal Christian, we are not making any concrete interpretations as to people's stories. We just want to hear their honest experiences and leave it up to the viewer to think, to do some critical thinking, to have some conversations, and maybe you'll have an idea of what you believe that it is. I can't figure out a reason for that to happen, but a lot of people, when they're talking about types of ghosts, and I'm not going to give my thoughts right now on ghosts and types of ghosts, but they say that a poltergeist is the kind of ghost that will come along and move an object, pick up an object, open and close cabinet doors, pull drawers out of the chests of drawers, etc., etc. They say that that is a poltergeist. Are there poltergeists? Did a poltergeist make physical contact with a book? I know people have different ideas about demons and demonic activity. And there are a lot of people that don't believe that a demon has the ability to pick up a physical object, that demons don't interact with physical objects. Demons are looking to influence the thoughts of human beings, ultimately to possess and control, to take ownership of people. What grabbed the books? Why did the books fly off of the shelf? I have no idea. To this very day, I don't have a good explanation. All I have is that Philip and I saw this take place. That's what happened in my house. We want to hear your stories. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear your interpretation. Would you please follow me right now, wherever you're watching? If you're watching on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or Facebook, would you please follow, subscribe? Would you please share this with a friend? People love these kinds of stories. It's fun to talk about. It's fun to think about. And so would you please share? Would you go to paranormalchristian.com? You can grab some merch if you want to support what we are doing, and you can wear the brand. You can wear your own Paranormal Christian gear that you get there at the website. You can fill out the contact form. Please keep sending us your stories. Thank you so much for joining us on Paranormal Christian. Send us your experiences and keep them PC.